Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going on a pretty incredible journey, a journey straight inward. We're going to be breaking down the deeply profound and actually highly structured I Am meditation script by Jorn Linnert. Now, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by really abstract spiritual concepts, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to map out exactly how this practice systematically builds up, expands, and then literally dissolves our whole understanding of the self, step by step, breath by breath. All right, let's just dive right in. The meditation kicks off with this incredibly powerful centering visualization. It says, in the beginning, there is I, a point of light within the vacuum. Basically, it's asking us to strip away all our physical surroundings, our daily stresses, and even our physical bodies until we're left with just the ultimate observer. This I is the part of you that actually observes the observer. It's eternally present. It never changes, and it really serves as the absolute anchor for this entire practice. Section 1. The polarities of I Am, bridging the dualities. So think about it. A single point of light in a vacuum can't actually experience the world, right? To have an experience, we need contrast. We absolutely have to have duality. And to bridge these opposing forces and construct reality, the framework for this meditation relies on a super structured mechanical breathing cycle. It all starts with the grounding sound of Om. Then, you move through 4 distinct physical steps. First, breathing in while looking upward. Second, breathing out while looking downward. Third, breathing in again, but this time looking straight out to the horizon. And finally, a deliberate pause known as the zero space. There's some massive meaning assigned to the physical direction of your breath here. Side A represents that upward inhale, the I. This is associated with the heavens, the Father, the Sun, the Big Bang, essentially the ultimate plus pole of creation. On the flip side, side B is that slow downward exhale, the Am. This grounds us in matter, the mother, the womb, and the Earth's core, the minus pole. So by breathing up and then down, you are literally connecting the highest, most cosmic forces with the deepest, most grounded earthly matter. It's pretty amazing. Once you've stretched your awareness between the heavens above and the earth below, you take that third breath. You lift your head, not up, not down, but straight ahead to the horizon. The text beautifully describes this as the child, the Buddha, the middle. This breath is the grand synthesis of those massive extreme polarities. It pulls the cosmic I and the earthly Am right into the center, anchoring you perfectly in the here and now. This synthesis, this bringing together is called the pure realization of I Am. Section 2, manifesting as something, the ego. Okay, so having established our presence right here and now, that pure, unchanging I actually starts to take on a form. It's time to manifest as something, or as the script also calls it, some body. This is essentially the birth of the ego within the meditation. When you breathe in toward the horizon this time, you're acknowledging your individual expression in the real world. You know, your personality, your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, what you do. It really highlights your separateness and your uniqueness. And what's cool is the meditation doesn't reject the ego at all. It fully acknowledges this ego I as a completely necessary individual manifestation of that original point of light. Moving to Section 3, embracing everything, the universal connection. But the journey definitely doesn't stop at the ego. It has to expand outward. If that last breath cycle was all about zooming in on our individual uniqueness, this next one is about zooming completely out. We transition from being an isolated something to fully embracing everything, establishing this incredibly deep universal connection. During this next inhale toward the horizon, the script tells you to mentally spread your wings and just embrace it all. You push past those personal feelings and beliefs and recognize a core physical truth. My atoms are part of all existing atoms. You're no longer just a separate ego. You are physically woven right into the fabric of the entire universe. To really ground this huge, almost mystical concept, the source material brings in a very specific, hard scientific anchor, the number 64. So why 64? Well, the crucial point here is how this number ties everything together biologically. The text points out that everything in the human experience is built upon exactly 64 DNA codons, and those codons make up literally every single possible combination of the human genome. By meditating on this fact, you're acknowledging that the blueprint for all human life, the potential for every single person who has ever existed or ever will exist, is interconnected. You are fundamentally, biologically united with everything. Section 4. Becoming no thing, the void. We've been the individual ego. We've been the entire universe of atoms and DNA. But now, the meditation takes its most profound and honestly challenging turn. We guide the self into the final stage of manifestation, an ego death of sorts, where we have to become no thing and enter the void. It uses another staggering scientific fact to completely dismantle our perception of reality: 99.999%. Just keep that massive number in your head for a second. Think about it. When we look down at our hands, we see solid flesh and bone, right? But quantum physics tells a totally different story, and this meditation leans right into that truth. Your body, the very device you're listening to this on, the floor beneath your feet, it is fundamentally made up of 99.999% empty space. The actual solid matter, the protons, they make up just a tiny fraction of a percent. You are overwhelmingly, undeniably made of empty space. Which brings us to the poetic climax of the whole script. Breathing toward the horizon for the very final time, the practitioner has this huge realization: I am really no thing. I am the space between my protons. All of that uniqueness, all those thoughts and beliefs we talked about earlier, they just dissolve into the vast empty space that physically makes us up. We return to being that simple, mere point of light in a vacuum. Section 5. The Zero Space. The Power of the Pause. Now, you might be thinking that dissolving into empty space is the end of the line, but there's a secret ingredient to this practice, a vital mechanism woven right between every single stage we've discussed today. This is where the true power of the meditation is unlocked. After every single breath in toward the horizon, whether you're realizing something, everything, or no thing, the script mandates a pause. This is called the zero space. The text explicitly tells us that the overall effect of the meditation is heavily increased when you just pause for a few seconds and truly enjoy the silence between the inhale and the exhale. It's in this gap, this momentary suspension of time and breath, that the insights truly integrate into your consciousness. And then, exactly as it began, this beautifully structured journey concludes with the sound of Om. The cycle is complete. The dualities have been bridged, the self has been explored, expanded, and completely dissolved, and we are brought right back to square one, fundamentally changed but eternally the exact same. We've broken down the mechanics, the poetry, and the hard science embedded in this remarkable script. But understanding the map is definitely not the same as walking the territory. So I want to leave you with this. If you are scientifically 99.999% empty space and spiritually the ultimate unchanging observer, what will you actually discover about yourself when you close your eyes, take that breath, and finally embrace the zero space? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring.